Zest. From 1974 to 1986, I taught art at a private elementary school. 3 of those years I taught full-time, and I had a theory that I could teach drawing to anyone who had normal hand-eye coordination. The corollary to this theory was that if students realized how competently they could draw, their interest in art would excite a zeal for learning so powerful it would keep the kids away from drugs and alcohol and, in addition, develop a positive self-concept. Unlike Superman, I couldn't divert a giant asteroid from colliding with the Earth, but I could teach kids to love art and avoid drugs. What a hero I'd be, huh? The first year I taught full-time, 10-year-old Mark showed up in my class. His parents had recently divorced, and that had something to do with the fact that the kid was sullen and withdrawn. He didn't want to be in school, but he couldn't think of anywhere else he'd rather be. Mark told me he hated math and writing, but he liked art. I'll get through to this kid, I thought. I'll teach him art tricks. Ha! Easier said than done. When I tried to demonstrate some shading techniques, Mark rejected my offer. Meh, I'll do it myself. I don't need help. Mark was a small kid. His left foot turned in, so he ran with a limp and wasn't good at sports. But he could draw cartoons. Other kids would say to him, "Hey, that's a good vampire. Draw me one." Attention like that boosted Mark's ego. Drawing became an extension of himself. That's why he couldn't let me teach him anything. As he saw it, taking one of my ideas would in some way detract from his creativity. He wanted to create his own art, not copy from me. One day I got lucky and assigned the class a 100-word composition. The directions? Write about anything. The only requirements were the length, 100 words, and the form, grammatical. I suggested to Mark that he put his 100 words on a poster along with some cartoons. Now, Mark loved Mad Magazine, so he designed his poster like a Mad Magazine page. For some reason, imitating the style of Mad was not the same as taking suggestions from me. But I wasn't complaining. The kid created a poster with outlandish characters and over 200 words of text. Not only that, he encouraged several other boys to make posters too, generating enthusiasm that I could seldom ignite. Next assignment, write a story or a play. Abracadabra, alakazam. Magic occurred. Suddenly, Mark the enthusiast emerged from the cloud he'd been hiding in. He organized 5 other boys to write and tape record a play. Now, their script did include some creative sound effects that I hoped didn't attract the principal's attention. Lots of groaning, barfing, and toilet flushing, plus an occasional fart. The resulting drama would not have won a Pulitzer Prize, but it was creative and educational, if you're sort of broad-minded. At the next parent-teacher meeting, I didn't include this particular assignment when highlighting the learning projects completed by my class. Not all the fathers and mothers would have an aesthetic appreciation for vomit, defecation, and other scatological humor that tickles the funny bones of 10-year-old boys. But I felt the assignment was successful because it motivated several of the boys to approach all their writing assignments with a bit more enthusiasm. And suddenly, Mark had become a model student. That kid's transformation was nothing short of a miracle. For the first 2 months of school, Mark had completed his math assignments only under intense pressure from me. Shortly after the first poster assignment, illustrated with his Mad Magazine cartoons, I gave him a math sheet to complete. "No problem," he said. "No problem," I repeated. Was there wax buildup in my ears? "This stuff is easy," he said, and completed his math in 20 minutes. Formerly, He had spent 20 minutes complaining about math, about school, and about the tyranny of teachers like me. Then it would take him hours to finish his math problems, only half of which were correct. Suddenly, Mark had become a math whiz. As his reputation as class artist increased, his self-concept expanded and blazed like a galactic supernova. I had wanted to transform every student like this. But I didn't have that power. See, Mark didn't transform because of me. He was a creative kid, and all I did was open the box he was hiding in. No other student responded like Mark. Art wasn't a part of them, like an arm or a leg. I couldn't make the art demon possess them. My effort to infuse every student with artistic inspiration flopped. Though, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe a limited dose of artistic insanity is all that the world needs. Maybe there's more to life than art.